Hello, this is Jan back with you with Embracing Your Murky and Your Magical. We're beginning Module 5 today, which I've titled Happiness is an Inside Job. Session 1, Happiness is. So I'm going to be just reading some criteria to you that fits a happy person. And as I do this, I'd like you to check off the things that you feel apply to you. Happiness is, for those of you who can remember, was a little one-frame cartoon with the two little naked Cupid-like people. And one of my favorites was happiness is having him help you off with your boots. And he was helping her take off her cowboy boots. I've always been into horses and always had cowboy boots, so I love that particular scene. So when we define happiness, it is the state of joy, peace, and tranquility. The term happiness has been used in so many contexts, for example, as positive or pleasant emotions, from contentment to intense joy. It's also been used in the context of life satisfaction, from well-being to thriving. Since the 60s, there's been a lot of research done on happiness. So these lists I'm going to read off to you come out of that research. And it's been in a wide variety of scientific disciplines. For example, it includes gerontology, social psychology, positive psychology, and clinical and medical research on that's called happiness economics. So we really want to understand happiness, right? We're always seeking after happiness. So according to that research, here are some of the things that have been learned. Happy people live with a sense of purpose. I know that having a purpose has been very important in my own life because it kind of gives you something to work toward. Happy people find joy in lasting relationships. They find joy in working toward goals. They find joy in living according to their values, and I think you really want to consider what then are your values. The happy person is not enamored with material goods or luxury vacations. Instead, they find great joy in just the simple things, maybe petting your dog, maybe sitting under a tree, listening to the birds, or sitting in a garden, being out in nature, being with people that you know love you and that you belong with. So when we're looking at the person who is happy, here is a list that comes out of all this research. So check off what applies to you. The happy person smiles readily. The happy person goes with the flow. The happy person practices compassion, which is seeing the needs of other people, really trying to be there for that person. I think this one is important. The happy person is grateful. Grateful for what is in the now and in the present. The happy person exercises self-care. I think it's important to realize that to be happy, you've got to love yourself as well as other people. So you need to take care of yourself and see what your own needs are. The happy person, as I mentioned in the other list, enjoys healthy relationships where there's give and take. So you've got to be able to receive, to be happy, and to give. Happy people are happy for other people. So this kind of means there's no jealousy or envy, or I hear so many people talk about how they hate to be on Facebook because they're always seeing somebody on this wonderful trip or in this wonderful relationship, and it just makes them feel bad. Well, when you find that true inside happiness, you're going to just be happy for that person that you're seeing having fun. Happiness gives and receives without torment. Without torment. In other words, You're not attached. You give without expecting something back. You're giving out of the happiness in your own heart, the joy in your own heart. Happiness means that person lives with meaning and purpose. That's repetition again. The happy person does not feel entitled and has fewer expectations. You've probably heard that little saying that expectations set us up for disappointment. And I think that's so often true. Happiness is not spiteful or insulting, and it doesn't hold grudges. I like to think of then being happy means you're really able to forgive other people as well as yourself and to move on from things that have happened. The happy person does not register small annoyances, and for me that means don't take everything personally. So many times it's maybe the other person's stuff that's causing them to act out in ways that may feel bad for you. Just don't take it personally. The happy person does not angst over yesterday or tomorrow, and that's really just saying the happy person lives in the present. I know it was a big insight for me when I realized that if I'm worried or hurting over something that happened in my past, or if I'm worried about the what ifs of the future, I'm not in the present. And the present is really all you have right now, what you're living right now. The happy person is aware of that. The happy person doesn't play games, isn't a martyr or a victim, and I think that is really a big one to look at. You know, the martyr is the person that thinks, oh, I'm so selfless, I'm just going to give of myself to help you. Well, that's not very happy either. But neither is it being a victim, that I'm always being taken advantage of, or I'm always being hurt, or why does everyone else have better luck than I have? Whatever that inside voice is that makes you feel a victim. And I love this one. The happy person is not stingy with their happiness. It's something they want to see everyone share in, is that happiness. So there are a lot of misconceptions or perceptions around happiness that we especially see in our culture. We're a very materialistic culture, and so often we think, oh, if I can just have that perfect job, then I'll finally be happy. Or if I can have the right girlfriend or boyfriend or marry the right person, then I'm going to be happy. All of those things can bring us great joy and pleasure, but not consistent, ongoing happiness. And this is what I mean by happiness is an inside job. It's an attitude. It's a way of looking at life. It's interesting also that there's a concept that humans have a certain happiness level or quotient. So you may win the lottery and you are just beyond yourself, but within a period of time, you're going to settle right back into that happiness quotient that you had already. That's why you can buy that new car and you're so happy, but then somewhere down the road, you're just feeling kind of depressed again. It's why some people get addicted to going on buying binges when they feel down. It's all of this trying to find happiness outside of herself. So the whole point that I want to emphasize here is that it is an inside job. Regarding finances, there in the research that I found, there is a sweet spot between $65,000 and $95,000. That if you go beyond that, if you're under that, you might not have everything you need, or you might not be able to take the vacation you'd like. If you go above that, though, you're not really going to be any happier, and many times you're less happy. And I think that's why we see so many famous, wealthy people who are depressed, who even sometimes commit suicide. Happiness doesn't come from things outside yourself. It is an inside job. So we're going to go deeper into happiness and how to attain it in our next session. In the meantime, I want you to do these exercises. Answer these questions in your journal. Do you consider yourself happy? And if the answer is yes, why? If the answer is no, why? Why are you happy? Why are you not? Number 2, how many statements from the happiness list pertain to you? And this is in your workbook. List them and elaborate how you feel these things are making you happy. And number 3, what do you think might make you happier? So do your homework, and we will pick up on our next session tomorrow.